How's it going, peeps? Welcome back to Viva La Coin. I am Joe. I will be your host for today's episode as we break down Bitcoin's new all-time high, which it was so kind to actually just break as I was preparing to record this video. If I do not have it up tonight, then you guys will see it tomorrow. However, most of the information I am going to be covering today is going to still be applicable tomorrow, so it's not like you're going to be missing any prevalent, important information if you've been following along thus far. If there is any lag in the video at any point, don't blame me, blame Verizon. My internet, for some reason lately, has been absolute dog shit. But that's okay, because we're here for the information. So if I lag a bit, then I look stupid, but the information still carries. Aside from that, if this is helpful in any way, shape, or form, or if anyone else you know needs to be updated on what's currently going on in cryptocurrency, or like some friends of friends that I know sold everything back at the end of March because they thought that was the end of the bull run, and they're all concerned about the FOMO back in, pass this information along, get them on the channel, and make sure that they have a good foundation and understanding of what's going on. Now, before I jump into what I'm going to cover today, which includes some different price breakdowns of some of our large cap altcoins following behind Bitcoin, as well as a various culmination of news stories and things coming to a head with the Coinbase IPO, what I want to mention first is I've seen a lot on crypto Twitter lately, people talking about the stress that this bull run has been putting on them and the strains in their relationships that they're having with their friends and family and things of that nature. And a lot of people were struggling with that, and I completely understand. I mean, you have a lot on your plate, especially if you're heavily invested. And then most people on the outside that might not have researched Bitcoin or don't understand it are very slow to really throw their hat in the ring in supporting your decisions. And oftentimes they might even try and sway you and talk you out of investing in Bitcoin because they think you're in danger. That is a hard thing to cope with. And I just want you to know that you're not alone if you're feeling that and you're watching this video and it's been frustrating not having someone to talk to about this that does understand. Keep a couple things in mind. One, you have to have conviction in the things that you do. If you go into crypto just looking for the money, just chasing green candles, you're going to pull every time it's down and you're going to FOMO back in every time it's up. If you do your research and understand the true value behind the projects, pay attention to the real benefit that decentralized cryptocurrencies and functionality can bring to the peoples of the world, and you truly believe in what's going on both fundamentally and ideologically, then it's going to make it easier for you to be able to swallow some of that doubt that other people push your way. Just like with this channel, we made this because I am compelled to talk about this to other people, not because we had to, not because we need the ad revenue or anything like that. We don't have nearly enough followers anyway. It is to get this out because we believe in this. So if that has been tough over the past couple months, as we have these breakouts or any corrections between now and the end of the run, stay focused and continue to do your research and believe in what the data is showing you, because oftentimes the people that are talking down about it have no idea what they're talking about. And we're actually going to cover a couple stories similar to that. But let's go ahead and minimize the screen. Let's actually jump into the fun stuff, which is Bitcoin's price. I'm going to minimize myself a little bit more so that way I'm not covering any of this information. So we are sitting right at $63,459. Talk about whole Bitcoin is dead narrative completely falling off a cliff. This is incredible. And I mentioned in my previous videos with the Coinbase IPO quickly approaching, them being valuated at almost $100 billion, and all of the momentum that cryptocurrency has in the middle of a bull run after a halving, this was going to be a perfect storm leading up to Bitcoin breaking out. And I talked in my last video about I believe that there was a lot of price manipulation and dumping, not only with the futures, but these large companies and potential US-based ETF funds, such as Fidelity, Morgan Stanley, Van Eck, and whoever else that is trying to buy as much as they can before the price goes up. So they're almost incentivized to continue to dump it, but we finally had that breakout this morning. And with Coinbase's IPO tomorrow, if all goes well, I have very, very high hopes. Now, the cryptocurrency market in total is sitting right around $2.2 trillion. Now, my page timed out here, so bear with me as we stare at just a blank screen. I told you my internet was a little bit laggy as of late. Let me see if I can pull up the other screen. So yeah, you can see it up top on this one. It's a little bit small, but it's $2.18 trillion. And we just crossed that $2 trillion mark not too long ago. And Bitcoin in and of itself, as far as their market cap goes, is sitting right at almost 1.2 trillion in and of itself. New all-time high at 63.5. Incredibly exciting stuff. And I believe as Coinbase goes public, Bitcoin is going to benefit drastically from that. Now, a couple things about them going public. When we look at the rest of investors, they're looking at it as a bubble. Now, I'm going to give some very non-financial advice because remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I am not an oracle. I am not a fucking wizard. I can't tell you what's going to happen in the future. I can only make my best predictions based on the information presented and all the other experts that throw their information and data into the ring. But I'm going to read here. So Bitcoin price hits record ahead of Coinbase IPO while investors see bubble. So the Bitcoin price touched yet another record high a day before cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase begins trading. A new survey suggests that most professional investors believe that Bitcoin is a bubble. Well, most professional investors have made zero money in Bitcoin and have been hemorrhaging money investing in gold currently, and they don't understand what Bitcoin is, what the halving cycles are. They don't do any research. And although I am not a financial advisor, I can definitely say that I wouldn't go to a professional financial advisor right now who's just been throwing darts at a pumped up stock market that had trillions of dollars thrown into it through all the stimulus due to the pandemic, and assume that any of their advice in a totally new space that they know nothing about will have any merit. But that's just my opinion. Now, for Bitcoin, we should see some positives come out of that. But another cryptocurrency that has done phenomenally since I mentioned them in my last video, Binance Coin. So Binance Coin, when I mentioned them in my previous video, it was right around April 7th. So they were sitting right around low 400s. I believe in my last video, going off of memory, it was like 450. So they jumped within the next day or two all the way up to 637 was the new all-time high. And I said that this was because they were going to have continued traffic on their Binance Smart Chain, which is essentially their network, just like Ethereum has the Ethereum network. The only difference is instead of paying fees out the fucking ass, Binance Coin has fees that are pennies on the dollar. Much, much more affordable and easy for newcomers to the space or people that just don't want to beat themselves masochistically with their wallet, hemorrhaging out that money. They can go and participate on the Binance Smart Chain. They're growing, and Binance Coin has its 15th coin burn coming up for BNB at some point between now and the end of April. Keep your eyes on them. I don't make price predictions. I'm not going to say, oh, Binance Coin to $5,000. I would not be surprised if by the end of, let's say, April, if they didn't add a significant amount of value to their current price. There will be a short-term shakeout this week, I believe. It did correct all the way down to the low 550s. I think at one point it was down to 540 yesterday. That's to be expected anytime you have a severe parabolic run-up like this. However, keep your eye on them, and I'm going to continue to highlight them as we go. Real quick, just to touch on Cardano, we're sitting at $1.42, which as a stable price right now, that is essentially, in my opinion, a new all-time high. Although for the Coinbase listing back on March 14th, I believe it was, on Coinbase Pro and Coinbase, it did shoot up to $1.87. In my opinion, this is a better metric of all-time high because it's consistent across all exchanges and it wasn't immediately dumped off or baked in. So as we push through the rest of the month, these large cap altcoins are going to continue to gain steam, not only because it's alt season, but when Binance pumps, when Ethereum pumps, which is up to the mid 2200s, I believe just shy of 2300, the rest of the altcoins will continue to follow. Now, XRP, which I haven't made a specific video on, but I did allude to the fact that they continue to have issues with the SEC. As much as I've never been a fan of XRP, I am not a fan of the SEC or the people that have been putting cement in our shoes when it comes to crypto in the US, even more so. And the Ripple executives are motioning to dismiss the SEC suit. And this was just a couple hours ago. This story came out and it's been all over Twitter. People are excited. Ripple gained an astronomical pump out of this over the past couple days. We actually went just from, let's see, it was April 4th, it's 60 cents. We jumped all the way up to $1.80. Right now, $1.88 currently at this new peak for this bull run for XRP. And if this page ever loads and I'm not living in the dark ages with my internet that's moving slow as fuck, I can pull up the top crypto list and we can actually see that they're gaining on Binance Coin that's having a little bit of a retracement at $85 billion market cap. And Binance Coin is at 86.4. So XRP coming out like a cannon after this dismissal goes through. So if you are an XRP fan, congratulations. I don't hold any, and also they're banned currently on most US exchanges. You can get a peg version of it on the Binance Smart Chain. I might go and grab a couple handfuls just for the sake of it. But even for them to go 10x from here, they would need close to $1 trillion market cap. I'm going to put my money elsewhere just because I believe there is more return on investment. However, they are not a bad bet. They have a lot of supporters, and that is exciting. Now, on the note of SEC and horrible positioning from our financial leaders, there was actually a report. I saw a guy that was covering this, Cryptos Are Us, different YouTube channel. One of the ones that I actually like because he is a little more analytical, breaks down some of the news stories. But he was talking earlier today about this article that came out where they were interviewing one of the previous directors of the CIA, Michael Morale. And for him, he was talking about Janet Yellen, Bitcoin, and all the fear and all this bullshit around it. And what he said is, one, the broad generalizations about the use of Bitcoin in illicit finance are significantly overstated. And two, blockchain analysis is a highly effective crime-fighting intelligence gathering tool. So to button that up really concisely for everyone to get their head around, you're going to hear people say, oh, this is used for selling drugs and on the black market. And Lagarde over in the UK, wherever she's at, overseeing the IMF, she was like, oh, it's used for a quote-unquote funny business. In the meantime, all the fucking money we're printing is completely backed by nothing and used for all the same activities, but that's besides the point. So it's used for funny business. Well, no. Originally, when Bitcoin wasn't widely accepted, it was used on the black market, on the Silk Road, to buy drugs or do whatever with. But that has since been left in the past. Almost everyone that uses Bitcoin is using it just like they would their normal currency, because that is how society operates. And with the blockchain analysis, you can actually go back and check the wallets and see where the transactions are going to or from, and you can track more devastating crimes or the unfolding of events more effectively than if you just have untracked dollar bills floating all over the world and people still paying each other just in briefcases as opposed to crypto wallets. And there's actually a chart down here. It breaks down only about 1% of all activity using Bitcoin is used for illicit activities. And I would probably venture to say that the US dollar is not any better, at least. Now, not a World Monetary Fund manager either, along with being a non-financial investor. So take this for what it is, but I do believe that that's something that needs clarified as we move forward and more money pours into crypto. Now, a big thing that also came out is there's this rumor, and some people say it's legitimate. We're going to see it on their quarterly reports that come out in May. But Walmart is supposedly or has already bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Now, this is incredibly big for a couple reasons. One, Walmart is connected throughout 24 different countries across the world heavily that are used in both physical and e-commerce. Their competitors, such as PayPal, Amazon, Apple, and everyone else, they're starting to accept cryptocurrency payments, along with Visa and everyone else getting those settlements done in USDC. Walmart, being a traditional big box store that is trying to keep up in this new age, adopting Bitcoin would be massive. And here's why I think that this is true. Because if you go back and you watch my video that I broke down about VeChain, which is the largest supply chain and operations based cryptocurrency, Walmart is already partnered with that blockchain, VeChain, in China, and they utilize it currently. And they are going to continue to expand that partnership as they move forward. If Walmart is already forward thinking enough to utilize VeChain, there is nothing that tells me that they would not purchase Bitcoin to not only give themselves a competitive edge against their competition, but also to hedge against the decline of the other currencies of the world. So this is something to watch, and we likely won't find out until May. However, it is incredibly exciting to see that unfold, and I believe it would have a positive effect on VeChain. Now, you can shop already at Amazon, eBay, and Walmart with Crypto.com, and in that partnership with Shopping.io, which is a smaller cap cryptocurrency, not too small, they're actually right around $1 billion. It just helps with e-commerce and the use of crypto. I'm kicking myself. I found out about Shopping.io back at $9, and I believe they went up all the way to $200 or so. I would pull them up on CoinMarketCap, but with the way my internet is reacting, I'd probably time my entire video out, so I'm going to hold off on that. I could talk about them in a separate video, but Walmart's competitors are already on the case. Now, MicroStrategy, which is the first big company that purchased Bitcoin all the way back last fall, will now pay their board of directors in Bitcoin as Treasury grows to nearly 100,000 Bitcoin at MicroStrategy. So they're going to pay their executives in Bitcoin. I promise you, just like that original NFL player on the Panthers wanted paid in Bitcoin, and now certain staff teams like the Sacramento Kings is paying their staff in Bitcoin, and now they're paying their executives in Bitcoin. I would be shocked as Bitcoin continues to rise if everyone that's being paid in Bitcoin, if their paycheck is going up and everyone that's being paid in dollars, their buying power is decreasing. I'd be amazed if people weren't banging on the door saying, okay, I want paid in Bitcoin too. And every company that offers to pay employees in Bitcoin or their athletes in Bitcoin or their customer transactions in crypto, they also have to purchase that crypto in order to back that fund. So super exciting stuff there, and I believe many, many more will follow. But not everyone views it that way. So HSBC bans customers from buying Bitcoin backer MicroStrategy shares. Now, if you don't know who HSBC is, they are just a bank that is traditional finance. They do banking, borrowing, investment, retiring, and they're a little more old school. And they're like, no, we're not going to take part in any of this. Is some people would say funny business with cryptocurrency. It's too speculative. They're not going to dip their toes into it. So, hey, you know what? Maybe they're right. You can go instead, let's just buy HSBC stock, because then you can be super calm with your investments. And over the last 14 years, you would only lose about 66% of your entire investment. And we can go that way and lose all the way from $90 down to just under 30. I'm sure banks are fine. That's a safe bet. Go that route. Now, as far as gold goes, Bitcoin to become the global reserve asset, says Bloomberg. And no, there's not an echo in here, and every other cryptocurrency advocate over the last 10 years has been saying the same thing. However, seeing it come from Bloomberg or other major validating sources that the public looks at and trusts is big. So key takeaways. According to Bloomberg, Bitcoin would replace gold as the global digital reserve asset. Although the digital asset is undergoing a consolidation period, which today we just broke, the firm believes that there is a higher probability that it will advance further. Well, great job. You made a smart bet. The most conservative target cited in the report puts Bitcoin at $80,000, while most bullish ones sees it rising to $400,000. Now, I'm not going to give my price target for Bitcoin just because I'm not going to lead anyone down that path because I cannot see the future. I will say that it is very, very close to the latter of those two predictions that they cited in their report. And I believe that $80,000 isn't out of the question within the next 4 to 6 weeks. So we're going to see how all that unfolds. But hey, maybe you love gold and you're like, gold's deflationary. I'm just going to go put my money in gold, and that's a safer place to have it. Bitcoin's too volatile. There's going to be an end to the bull run, whatever. Okay, well, everyone that rushed into gold right now, you have since August lost, let's see, about $325, $300, give or take, on all the gold that you bought. So, sure, go ahead and jump in. It's probably a safer bet than Bitcoin, and I'm sure you'll be fine if you want to go that avenue. However, I would advise you, not a financial advisor, I would do your own research on where gold is going, why the prices have been doing what they have done over the past couple of years, because remember, JP Morgan just paid a almost $1 billion fine for special metals and their manipulation of that market. The only difference is they can't go in and control all of cryptocurrency because it's decentralized. So they can't go in and fuck everything up and dump the price or raise it whenever they want. So I don't know how many people trust leaning heavier into gold that really understand where that market is heading. But, good luck if you do. And then finally, just taking it back one last time, we're looking at almost $2.2 trillion in the cryptocurrency market. I have had a couple months that have been more than stressful, watching essentially the battle between the corrupt elite billionaires and bankers of the world try and crush down and FUD and fear and uncertainty and doubt news report after news report what decentralized currencies and crypto does for people. They do not want others to succeed. They do not want you making it to that next level. And even if you did find a way to get a leg up, like they did in the GameStop saga, they will just turn off trading and tell you to go fuck yourself. So ultimately, I choose to make the best decisions for me, and I want you to make the best decisions for you. Do your additional research and understand what is about to happen with Coinbase's IPO tomorrow, why that $100 billion valuation is so important, what that means for all the altcoins and Bitcoin's price moving forward, what it means that the new CME predictions and the closes for April on average are at $80,000 as opposed to $44,000 from last month, what it means when Walmart and MicroStrategy and Square and PayPal and Visa are all diving headfirst into cryptocurrency, when Fidelity and Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan and Citibank are all projecting hundreds of thousands of dollar price targets for Bitcoin. You can go and talk to your normal financial advisors that say it is a bubble. Why? Understand if it is. It is when it has that parabolic run up. Just because they never invested in it, never explored it, do not understand it, and they can just write article after article like that stupid monthly full breakdown from one of my videos a while back, that still doesn't make them right. I don't care that their title is a financial advisor, and quite frankly, I don't fucking care that I'm not a financial advisor. I choose my own destiny, and I can do my own research and make the decision best for me, because crypto is permissionless, immutable, incorruptible. And right now, in my opinion, the safest hedge against a completely corrupted, ass-backward system that is primed to completely collapse as everything moves into this new space. But aside from that, if you liked the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment if you have any questions, concerns, just want to start a conversation. I will link my Telegram and Twitter down below. If you want to follow me and join in, you can have a conversation. My Telegram's completely free. You don't have to, some people charge like fees to jump in. Fuck it, just jump in, have a conversation with me. And aside from that, I am honored, as always, that you keep coming back and you join me on this episode of Viva La Coin, and I will catch you guys next time.